Is it don't commit career suicide for no reason? What does it even mean? What do I have that's such a horrible, terrible thing?
It's like the most degenerate reality TV show program ever broadcast, and the entire internet can't look away.
Pay back. Genuine. Give me 2 months and I can pay back.
This has been one of the most controversial weeks in Twitch's history. The story spans 2 years. There are allegations of sexual assault, and many of the platform's biggest streamers have weighed in on it. Here is the story in full.
The month of September has been filled with drama, especially in the online space. Magnus Carlsen losing a classical game to an opponent who was allegedly cheating, XQC having drama with both his ex-girlfriend and Mizkif, and of course what you guys are probably all here for, the SA allegations. I guess let's start from the beginning. Many people think the recent drama on Twitch is new, but actually the allegations against Crazy Slick date way back. On July of 2021, a streamer by the name of Novaru, who is known for constantly being in drama, would be streaming and bring up an incident that happened at her 21st birthday party involving Crazy Slick. Novaru did not say any names while discussing this, and many people thought she was grasping at straws or straight up lying. We now know that this person she was talking about is Adriana Lee, another Twitch streamer and YouTube partner. Later that same day, Adriana Lee would come out with a tweet longer about the Crazy Slick situation. In the tweet longer, Adriana would talk about her experience and how Crazy Slick was touching her inappropriately while she was passed out drunk. She also discussed how it was wrong of Novaru to even bring up someone else's trauma, and shared a screenshot showing that Novaru even somewhat pressured her into making the statement. But when looking through the tweet longer, there is one sentence that I want to highlight. To be clear, he did not R-word me or assault me, but his actions did make me uncomfortable. After posting the tweet longer on the same day, Crazy Slick would post a tweet longer apologizing. A couple of days later, on July 8th, Adriana will boot up her stream and talk about the situation.
This is how it is as a woman on Twitch. If something happens to you, you are not allowed to say anything, and that's why I didn't say anything for 1.5 years.
Oh, did I forget to mention that this happened 1.5 years ago? If we take a look back at the tweet longer and we take a look at the first screenshot link, the date says January 20th, 2020. Adriana has been holding this in for 1.5 years, and it's because she feared what people would say about her. The day after Adriana's stream, Mizkif and his now ex-girlfriend would jump on stream and talk about the situation, which we will get back to, but eventually everything just kinda died down. The whole situation was essentially forgotten about. Then, on September 17, 2022, Mikhail P., a viewer of a big streamer, dropped a bombshell on the internet.
Set up talking about what I think is the largest ever scam in Twitch or live streaming history, and it was done by a streamer a lot of you guys might know. It's Slicker.
Yesterday, one of the largest and longest running scams in Twitch history was brought to light. It was led by a streamer named It's Slicker.
I will come out saying that I didn't know what to do.
Slicker, a pretty big streamer in the past, would get exposed for scamming his fans and other big streamers. He would DM people, give this tragic backstory of how he needed money now, then would promise to pay that individual back and then some. But how would he get the money to pay people back? Gambling. Slicker had a gambling addiction and was using the money people gave him to hopefully win big. But if you know anything about gambling, the house always wins. Slicker would lose all of it. CoffeeZilla had a great video on the topic, and ends up Slicker scammed 55 people out of a total of $384,000. He even scammed a lady going through chemotherapy. Slicker would admit to all of this publicly and would even get into a call with Mizkif and Hassan. A day later, on the 19th at 2:04 p.m, Asmongold will make a tweet asking why and how is Slicker not banned yet after admitting to scamming dozens of people. Trainwrecks would reply to Asmongold, taking shots at Hassan and Mizkif for giving Slicker a platform but also using that to try to come at him. Mizkif, wanting to start some drama, replied to Trainwrecks asking him about the Jokecoin situation, which was a cryptocurrency scam Trainwrecks had pulled a few years back. But then, Trainwrecks dropped a fucking nuke. This set the Twitch world on fire as Mizkif and his friends were being accused of covering up SA. Maya would be the first person to respond to Train's tweet and the whole situation, and in my opinion, her story has the most validity to it. Mizkif and Crazy Slick are best friends, so when Novaru made the statement about him, Mizkif and his inner circle wanted to know more about the situation before kicking Slick out. So Mizkif, obviously having a bias with Slick being his best friend, sent Maya and Mitch to go understand what happened. Maya would have a multiple hour talk with Adriana about the situation and the twit longer. Adriana and eyewitnesses said it wasn't SA and that Slick just made her uncomfortable. Maya would ask Adriana to put that in the twit longer, hence the line, "To be clear, he did not R-word me or assault me, but his actions did make me feel uncomfortable." It seems like Maya was sent to somewhat downplay what had happened between her and Crazy Slick. Maya would go on to apologize for this as she now understands the power dynamic she had over Adriana. This whole situation with Maya and Mitch is where Train's tweet comes from. Are you going to send Maya and Mitch? Which is what happened to Adriana. But my question is, how did Train know about this in the first place? Well, if it wasn't Maya, the answer is obvious. Mitch Jones is a snake. I would not be talking about anything Mitch Jones has said because his story was changing every other day.
You are Maya Higa.
And I think this clip right here shows his true colors.
No. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Regardless, look, you know me, bro. I'm all for this motherfucker going down. But like, the thing is, like, I live here, and like, if he hates me, then I'm out. You know what I mean?
Jesus
and that's just
Christ.
like, that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
This is a call between Mitch Jones and Trainwrecks, and they are talking about Mizkif. Mitch literally lives in a house with Mizkif. Actually, let me rephrase that. Mitch Jones asked to move in with Mizkif knowing a sexual abuser lived there. Mitch Jones knew about all of this and only started to come out with stuff when it was convenient for him to do so. He told Trainwrecks because he felt guilty, and Trainwrecks decided to use that as ammunition against Mizkif, saying Mizkif was covering up SA. But with Maya's response, we already established that Adriana didn't believe it was SA until recently. She even says this herself.
I've only recently figured out and found out, especially without sitting, that it's sexual assault. Because even yesterday we looked up the definition on stream and that's what it was.
And what's crazy is that her witnesses didn't tell her it was SA until a year and a half later. So if Mizkif sent Maya and Mitch to understand what happened and at the time it wasn't SA, why is Mizkif in so much drama? Well,
of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever. At a low scale, it's not really a big deal. I don't think people really gave a shit and really cared.
This is where Mizkif loses a lot of credibility as he says it was sexual harassment and then tries to downplay it. Again, Crazy Slick is Mizkif's best friend, so it makes sense that he sent Maya and Mitch to try to downplay what had happened. And then Ice Poseidon decided to come out of his grave and drop screenshots of Mizkif saying the hard R and the F word. Mizkif was 22 to 23 years old at the time, and it was only 4 years ago. You can say he was trying to be edgy all you want. He was a grown adult saying slurs because he thought it was funny. Ice Poseidon is no hero either. He essentially self-snitched because Mizkif felt comfortable saying those things around Ice, and Ice Poseidon is just a scammer, nobody likes him. Mizkif has made a statement in a tweet longer addressing the messages from Ice and the Crazy Slick situation. He also got into a 5-hour long leaked call, but I'm not watching that. I actually have a life, and that's something I personally want to talk about. The main people involved in this are Adriana and Crazy Slick. Barry, Kyle, Maya, Mitch, Mizkif, and Trainwrecks have all manipulated the situation and have inserted themselves into something they didn't need to, and that's it. Wait, what about XQC and Hassan and Destiny and Asmongold and Novaru and Emiru and Minx and Pokimane? They don't have anything to do with this besides reacting to it for content. And this is exactly what I want to talk about. I find it crazy that all the attention is taken off Crazy Slick. He literally committed a crime. But my problem is that we have taken a victim and used her story for content. You can say I'm hypocritical because I'm doing the same thing, and I have enough self-awareness to know that there's validity in that statement. But it feels like we have forgotten that these are real people involved and should stop worrying so much about internet personas and people we don't know. All I've learned from this drama is that streamers are a bunch of shady trash human beings who act like they are in high school and gaslight their audience. I doubt Adriana is watching this, but if you are, I'm sorry to hear what happened and I hope everything gets better. Using this tweet as my outro because it sums up my feelings perfectly. Thanks for watching. Let's hope I don't get canceled.